Hey everybody, it's Jeremy, week 2 for Distinction's Fall 2020 Development Program. Hopefully you got to watch week 1 and listen to what we talked about. I'm excited for week number 2, but I want to start off with the question, have you ever been asked to do something you weren't sure that you could do? Maybe from a teacher or from a parent or even a friend of yours asking you to do something that, maybe you weren't sure that you could do. If so, I want for you to listen to this story from Scripture as we dive into a devotional for week number 2 for fall development. It comes from the book of Joshua, and the book of Joshua is written about the history of this leader named Joshua who took over when Moses died to lead God's people. He says this is God writing to Joshua. He says this, in verse 5, "No man shall be able to stand before you all the days of your life. Just as I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not leave you or forsake you. Be strong and courageous, for you shall cause this people to inherit the land that I swore to their fathers." Verse 7, "Only be strong and very courageous, being careful to do according all that Moses my servant commanded you." And then in verse 9, it says this. It says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Don't be frightened. Do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." So for some really basic understanding of this, Moses has been this incredible leader in the Old Testament. And his time has come, he is gone, and God is trying to pick a new person to be the leader of the nation of Israel, and God selects Joshua. And he says, you're gonna lead these people in the same way that Moses led, and he has to remind Joshua to be strong and courageous. And I can't help but wonder if he has to remind him so many times because maybe Joshua doesn't know if he can live up to or do what God is asking him to do. And I'm wondering what this looks like for you. If maybe you are in a time right now where you're being asked to do something that is challenging to you, or maybe you're coming out of a time where you've had to step out of your comfort zone to be a leader or be a person of influence, and you never thought you possibly could do that. And it's so important, especially in the context of our fall development and in Scripture, for you to be strong and to be courageous, because strength has to do with the physical side of things, and courage has to do with the mental side of things. Often, when we are challenged to do something, if we don't know what we can do, we both are given a physical task and a mental or spiritual and emotional task to try and overcome, to do that new thing. So let me ask you, which one is more difficult for you? Is it the physical side of doing things, the strong side, or is it the mental, emotional side of things, which would be the courageous side of things? Both of those are necessary for us to do things that we're not sure we can actually do. And for us to be able to pull those off, we need to trust God at His word that He will be with us. So that's it. We'll see you guys next week for week number 3 of fall development. See you then.